Imagine the Roaring Twenties, a time of jazz, flappers, and unprecedented prosperity. It seemed like the party would never end, especially on Wall Street. Everyone, from bankers to barbers, was pouring their life savings into the stock market. People were buying on margin, essentially gambling with borrowed money, convinced that stock prices could only go up. The market was a rocket ship, and everyone wanted a ticket to the moon. This was the new era, a time of endless optimism where it felt like anyone could get rich quick. But every party has a last call, and for the Roaring Twenties, it was about to be brutally loud. The first tremor hit in late October 1929. A few nervous investors started to sell, then a few more. This trickle quickly turned into a flood. On October 24th, Black Thursday, the market plunged. Panic set in. Top bankers tried to prop up the market, buying huge blocks of stock to restore confidence. It worked, but only for a moment. It was like trying to patch a bursting dam with a Band-Aid. The weekend offered a brief, tense calm, but everyone knew the storm was far from over. The air on Wall Street was thick with fear, a stark contrast to the giddy optimism of just weeks before. Then came the knockout blow. Tuesday, October 29th, 1929. Black Tuesday. The day the world changed. The opening bell was a starting gun for a race to sell. 16 million shares were traded in a single day, a record that stood for decades. The ticker tapes couldn't keep up, spewing out numbers that showed fortunes evaporating in minutes. People watched in horror as their dreams turned to dust. This wasn't just a market correction. It was a complete collapse. The crash wiped out fortunes, big and small, overnight. The roaring party was over, and the silence that followed was deafening. The fallout was catastrophic. The Wall Street crash didn't stay on Wall Street. It triggered a global chain reaction, plunging the world into the Great Depression. Banks failed, businesses closed, and millions lost their jobs and homes. The dream of endless prosperity was replaced by the harsh reality of breadlines and despair. In response to this disaster, sweeping financial regulations were introduced, like the creation of the SEC, to prevent such a crisis from ever happening again. The crash of 1929 was a painful, brutal lesson, fundamentally reshaping the world's financial landscape and leaving a scar that reminds us of the fine line between confidence and catastrophe. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this journey through history interesting, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the world of finance. See you in the next video.